So I've been noticing this trend about biracial people making videos and just sharing their story about life as a biracial person. So how can I not join in on this conversation? I'm an OG biracial person, right? And most of these people I see making videos, I don't know what generation is this? Gen Z, Gen Z's. I think the new one I heard is Gen Alpha, so it just started back over. But so anyway, but this newer generation, uh, biracial people, there's more of, okay, for sure. I was born in '71. My mother is white. My father is black. It wasn't as common back then as it is now, right? And so one of the funniest things I've heard, one girl, she was biracial, she's mixed, and she was saying how she gets mistaken for being Hispanic, right? I've had that all my life. It's funny, and I wish I'd have learned Spanish because I'd have been able to play on that so good. I've been labeled everything under the sun: Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican, like you name it, right? And so that's always been a thing. Uh, and I just want to say this. It's funny because us biracial people, we've experienced our own form of racism in a sense. It's true from both sides, being in the middle. Now, I have personally, I don't hold on to that. I get it, right? I do get it. And so growing up, the only way I can describe being mixed growing up, especially as a Gen Xer, keep that in mind, right? Uh, I was the eyeball, always the eyeball, everywhere I went, and we all biracial people get this. People thought I was adopted. I got questioned so much as a child that I started telling people I was tan. They'd be like, "What are you?" I just be like, "Oh, I'm just tan." So I created a whole nother racial group. It was serious. So, and I just want to, so yeah, and it's funny because let me say this too. Uh, Now I spent equal amount of time with my white friends and family as I did with my black friends and family. So I do have that going for me. It wasn't just one-sided. And it's funny because anytime that I was around white people, my family or friends, whatever, just an all-white situation, I always was seen and considered as the black kid. And so I'm going to say this, I always had to represent my people, my black side, and I was always on my best behavior because I had to dispel a lot of stereotypes. And you'd be surprised how many people be like, "You're not black," because I may say something speaking about black experiences or whatever, and then I can't tell you how many times somebody white would look at me and be like, "But you're not even black," because see, they didn't see me as black in their mind. I didn't fit the stereotypes that maybe filled their prejudices. So I did bridge the gap for the races growing up, for sure, right? And I did that on both sides, even when I was with my black friends and family. Had to let them dispel the myths that all white people were racist. You know what I'm saying? And so I would always represent the good that I knew came out of the white race, and then So yeah, so in a sense, I was like an ambassador to the races I saw myself as growing up as a biracial person, right? And on top of that, then when I started looking at it from my Christian faith, I said, "Lord, you just gave me a coat of many colors," right? Being mixed as I am. My mother, she's German, Irish, right? My grandfather's German, my grandmother is Irish on my mother's side. And then on my father's side, foundational black Americans. I could trace my lineage to a plantation down in Plantersville, Alabama. Okay. So I have that as far as my lineage go in the flesh. And so, yeah, it's been a unique experience. And then on top of that, I'm left-handed. And only 10% of the population is left-handed. So I'm an eyeball, right? but I wouldn't have it no other way. I like it because to me, I think we represent what America really is about as far as being a melting pot, you know. So I like to just say I'm an American, you know. I'm a saint, I'm a Christian American, right? And so I never really said that I was just all black or I'm all white because we not, you know, we like our own race of people in a sense. But that's one thing I love about my faith, being a Christian, is because in Jesus we're all one. So there is no, uh, you know, black, white, Mexican, Japanese, Chinese. You know what I'm saying? We just all one under the Lord, and I love that about my faith. But yeah, growing up as a biracial man, it had its ups and downs, you know, for sure. Dealing with people. And you know, I got treated good from the ladies, of course, you know. And so I was a ladies' man growing up. All the women loved me because I was fine and looked good and cute to them. I was just different, right? And so that was to my advantage right there. And then there was disadvantages. You know, it came with a lot of mental issues I had to work out, a lot of insecurities growing up for sure. You know, not really fitting in. But I thank God because, you know, like I said, I was able to be a bridge between the races, you know. And I'm at that point now where I call balls and strikes on both sides, right? So I like that I have that ability to be able to speak on racial issues from the middle, right? So yeah, we're just out here on our walk. This is our morning walk. So that's all I wanted to just weigh in on that, right? So it's just been an interesting trend I've been noticing. So yeah, shout out to all my biracial people out there. Yeah, hold it down, right? And be representatives of our culture, okay? So that's all I got on this one. Till next time.